Hi.
Hello. I heard that you. I heard somebody from your group was going to be here. I didn't know that. Good
to see you.
Nice to see
What a
you.
pleasant treat.
Nice to see you. Welcome.
So, hi everyone.
Hello.
Welcome. Great. Well, hi. Thanks for being here. We are so excited for the Artisan Club at Cotino to open, and I've been working with the team on some really unique programs that we cannot wait to deliver. These are things that only Disney can provide. So think about events and entertainment, some personal enrichment, health and wellness, and even some excursions off-site around the region. So we're thrilled for our members to be able to choose what programs are going to be best for them and what they want to do to write the next chapter of their story. So things like a painting class with a Disney artist or Disney animator, a health and wellness program inspired by Disney characters, a photography class with a National Geographic expert, or learning about history live and in person with our friends from the Walt Disney Archives like Becky here. So we are going to have a group of programs, a calendar that our members will be able to select from and experience. And as we get to know them a bit more, we're going to start tailoring those offerings to make sure that everything is relevant for them. Do they have any special interests, hobbies, things that they want to do, that they want to learn about from a Disney perspective? And we will bring them in. I mentioned excursions. Those, we've got a few examples planned. Palm Springs Air Museum has Walt Disney's plane. We can't wait to take our members over there. We'll also do things like going to Disneyland, but after we bring in a creative show director to talk about a new parade or nighttime spectacular, talk about creative concepts, how they were inspired to do something specific. And then the members will get to go and check it out, with that kind of inside information. And so we'll take them there, and then to places like the Walt Disney Archives. So we'll bring Becky and her team in to speak and to bring these very cool assets like we have here today. But we'll also take the groups over to the Walt Disney Studios lot and let them experience it there as well.
Yeah, we're really excited. We've been working with Krista and her team for quite a while since this project was launched, and we're really excited to see it opening. It felt like a long time, but we've been involved in it from the very beginning to help kind of ideate and create these ideas for great programming that will be unique to this area. We're hoping to do some things that you can only see here for the residents that are here. And like Krista said, to become interested in what they want to see and what they enjoy and what they're particularly drawn to, which is going to be really wonderful. Another opportunity, of course, is to bring down some programs that we do in other parts of the company that other people haven't had the opportunity to see. We do a lot of programs all over the world, and it's an opportunity to bring them here to Southern California. Of course, I love to talk about Walt Disney himself, and his connections to this area are very broad. Walt started here in the 1930s. He came down here and built a home here in 1948. It was really important to him. This was one of his happy places, his laughing places. He loved to come down here to get away from the stress of the studio, to relax and to kind of rewind and re-energize. But he was also very inspired by this area. And he brought other artists down from the studio and made acquaintance with artists that lived here. And his interest in Western themes and cowboy art and things like that were something that came from his time here. So what we decided to do is to bring a few pieces down and just celebrate Walt's connections to this area. There is, this is a temporary display for today to share with all of you, but there's going to be a rotating series of exhibits here in the
Member Services Lobby.
Services lobby. So there's a little exhibit there, so make sure you see that before you leave. But our team is going to come down and bring rotating exhibits for the residents here to enjoy and to share with their guests. But this particular exhibit just celebrates a few things. It's film and television and parks, but also Walt's own connections to other people here in the Coachella Valley. We'll start with this one. This is a painting by and Clyde Forsyth. This was made in 1943, and it was given to Walt by Clyde. It's a smoke tree, and that is a plant that is indigenous to this area, very famous in this valley. But Clyde was a very famous artist in this area, especially for his Western art. And Walt, really admired him as an artist, and they became really good friends. Another piece of art that I love here kind of illustrates Walt's cowboy culture interests. When in 1941, Walt Disney and a group of his artists went down to South America at the behest of the government to do a kind of a goodwill thing, and so they decided to make a film about South American culture, and it ended up being a film called Solo Los Amigos. While he was down there, Walt Disney met a very famous Argentinian painter named Paulina Campos, and they got to be friends. Campos was very excited about meeting Walt, and a few years later, in 1943, he came to visit Walt at the studio, and he gave him this painting to commemorate their meeting. And so it's a lovely kind of caricature of their meeting, and he called it Pals, which I thought was very cute. But it's signed there to the great Walt, encouragement from him. So these are special pieces, special directly to Walt himself. This is a lobby card from the film True Life Adventure. It's called The Living Desert. The Living Desert was shot in several desert locations in Arizona and here in the Coachella Valley. So it was actually shot here by Walt. And that film won an Academy Award. The film came out in 1953, and the Academy Award was given in 1954. And so that has a very, very direct tie to this area. Mickey Mouse Club, of course, is a television show. It started in 1955, and they had a talent roundup day. Walt Disney loved the Western theming, and he did a lot of Western-themed films and television shows. And of course, Spin and Marty, which you see there on the cover of Mickey Mouse Club magazine, and the Mickey Mouse Mouseketeers performed in Western gear. And the little boots there are worn by Doreen Tracy, who's one of the main Mouseketeers. And this is a hat from one of the kids on the show. This piece is pretty banged up, and it's what's left really of the Frontierland Stagecoach. That was a piece, that was the very first attraction that was built for Disneyland, and they built it up at the studio, and we have photos of Walt driving it around the studio lot. And this was taken down, of course, to Disneyland prior to opening, and it was something you could ride on in Nature's Wonderland, as well as pack mules and mine train and Conestoga wagon and all kinds of things there. Sadly, it was made out of wood. It didn't survive the last 70 years as well as some of our other pieces, but pieces of it were given to the Walt Disney Archives when it had to be destroyed. And so we have this signage from them. We also have a wagon wheel and a duplo from the original stagecoach. But this shows Walt's love. There are some photos in the other room, in the other display. You can see a photo of Walt driving this stagecoach, and I believe that was the Palm Desert Circus, which was a very big celebration here locally from the 1930s. I think it started in the 30s and went to the 80s, mid-80s, yeah. So Walt and Roy both came and visited the circus, and rode horses and became Grand Marshal and things like that. So they loved this desert, and they loved doing charitable work here. They loved supporting charitable work here in the valley. And of course, Walt had his lawn bowling tournaments and all of the things that he did in his vacation home here, and rode in the mountains and enjoyed life here. Flew that plane back and forth all the time. He actually also, my understanding after doing some research, is that he actually was one of the people that helped get the airport built by endorsing it and getting them to build an airport here, which of course, like, I know he was very happy when it happened, because instead of having to drive down here from LA, traffic wasn't so bad then, but he was able to fly down there. So we plan to do lots of presentations, things about Walt, all of Walt's TV and film and everything else, and supporting these productions in any way we can.
We're excited to build upon the legacy that Walt created and had out here in the desert, and work with our members on programs and experiences that hopefully they will remember forever.
Questions?
What are each of you most excited about with this?
I'll let you answer.
I'm so excited for our members to come through that breezeway and just experience the club overall. So have kids in Cotino Bay and family over at the fire pit, and then also thinking about this space. So you're in Studio 2, it's more of our art studio. I'm really excited for our members to get the art class, the painting tips from one of our Disney artists, and then literally step outside this room and have a beautiful view of the San Jacinto Mountains and create paintings that they can take home or display here in the club. I just think that the full experience is just going to be phenomenal.
I'm just excited about another opportunity to kind of reach out to the people I think that are going to gravitate towards buying homes here are going to be people who are Disney fans, and just the opportunity to find another way to reach out and share what's in the archives and our love of Disney history and Walt Disney specifically, and, help them to learn more and be entertaining and educational on our part.